It's a journey, y'all. It's called the journey within. That's what my friend said to me. She said,
Genius.
there's no greater journey than the journey within.
Hey, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another episode here on Roots Holistic. We are in the elevation season. Yo, it's time to elevate. We're going up, and it's stuck too, right? I hope you're having a wonderful day. Always sending good, positive, high vibes your way. I've got a pre-pull over here, and just overall energy, it's definitely coming through as something really positive. Today again, we're using the Abiola Abrams African Goddess Rising Oracle card deck, and I've been really enjoying using this. It's actually quite a nice deck. Love the imagery, and also seeing the feminine energies coming through here. I definitely think there's some nurturing coming through as a result of the energies that are being brought forward. But as I mentioned, let's dive straight into our pre-pull here. So for our first card over here, we have Ngami, and the word below that is desire, and there's a number 8. We have Mojaji, and that is manifestation, and that is the number 9. So already 8 to 9, there's a progression, or again, like we're in the elevation season, so we're moving up, right? And then at the back of the deck, what we don't see or what's in the background, we have Atete, and it says here worthiness. Granted, this is a pre-pull, but I haven't actually kind of sat with the energy that much. But what definitely comes through right now is the first question of like, what do you want? What do you actually desire? Which is what's written over here. What do you want to manifest, and what do you feel worthy of? As I'm saying this, I'm getting those the questions like the who, what, where, how, when. It's that type of a thing, and it's very much coming through as about like your positioning or your stance or your placement to be in line or in attunement to receive said blessing, said desire, said manifestation, right? And it's more about, especially with me seeing this worthiness here at the back of the deck, it's more about like, where do you feel that your energy is best received? Where do you feel that your energy is best to like radiate or yield some kind of value, some kind of outcome? But then also, what is it about you and within you that would make you feel that perhaps even, let's say, a desire that you've repressed is worthy to bring forward, a manifestation that you've repressed is worthy to bring forward? So, with worthiness, and the first part being worth, it's if not going to where the value is, it's realizing that the value exists where you are, or even, let's say, again, uncovering it or rediscovering where this value has perhaps been once hidden. With me just thinking about me saying it was once hidden, I'm thinking about a previous reading where we spoke about how sometimes the secrets that are revealed are things that have always existed within ourselves. And whenever we are looking for answers, we can look outside of ourselves, but most of the time what we uncover within ourselves is a reflection of what is actually going to be discovered or reflected outside of ourselves. So it's that attunement within self, that alignment within self, that then brings our desires and our manifestations into our reality or into the foreground, if this worthiness is in the background. The other part of it, the e-ness, so it's like a container for this. It's having the capacity to hold it, having room, holding the space. And even in the cards, okay, I'll just flip it over here. I mean, you can see it, there's the cups there. I mean, the jugs and, filling up of the different cups. So it's to say, I mean, she's alone in this, right? Granted, there's no one else in here. So it's like, you can have your cake and eat it too, hypothetically speaking. But it's a matter of saying that, could your worth be already filled by the things that you are not even paying attention to. And with the cups, or the jugs being filling these cups, and we're not even seeing any hands holding them, or anything there to lift them up and tilt them over. It's about also allowing the universe to show you, allowing the universe to guide you, to uplift you, in kind of positioning you and putting you in that place or direction that is most aligned or suited for you. It's also coming through as trust, because she's not looking down at these jugs to see if the cups are being filled or not. It's more about like, hey, I know when I need a warm drink, I'm seeing the steam coming off of one of the cups. I know when I need some coffee or I need some tea, that I'm going to get what's meant for me. And of course, I hear myself, the boy, I like to rhyme all the time. But here we are now, realizing that, where there's warmth, where there's comfort, it's part and parcel with trust. Because, you trust where the warmth is, it's like home. You trust where there's comfort, you trust where there's ease and there's support ultimately. But this value is something that we need to hold. And just behind that, I'm seeing the number 33, and it says Mame Kumba or Jumba. Oh yeah, Mame Kumba Bang, and it says speak up. So and it's like got the fists all up in this, and oh goodness, these cards are just flipping out. Live out loud, and what's that? Yasigi. All right, it's cool. Let's read them both. It's all right. So okay, Spirit wants us to read them together. All good. So I was speaking to how in this card here there are all these fists, Amanda, the type of a thing, but it's like the power, the strength. With all the blues, I'm getting a lot of throat chakra as well, especially with it speaking, saying that we need to speak up. But wow, the card is speaking. So it's a matter of saying like, what can you bring out? What can you bring forward? Interestingly, I was speaking to how, in this card that, you have the support and the guidance of, and the comfort of your guides. And the number 33, or the number 3, is showing up over here, and that is definitely support, speaking to that, and also like the unity, the community. So it's more about like how once you step forward, you've got a whole legion, you've got a whole army behind you that are standing there to aid you and support you in whatever it is that you're speaking up. And it's also coming through as that same trust I was speaking to again, to say you are being trusted with whatever it is that you are going to desire, or what you're manifesting, the manifestation, of your desire, because they know that like you are not going to want to create something that is not in favor of you and others, or of the divine plan, divine orchestration, divine order, divine engineering. Listen, just put divine in front of a word that speaks about creation and things coming together or being formed, and that's what we're working with right here. You know what I mean? Yo, it's I was about to say this energy is cocky. And with me even like kind of stumbling on it, it's like, okay, do I want to do that? Do I want to say that? Because I'm reminded we need to be humble. But that's where the trust is. It's like knowing that, you could lean to one side. You could lean to one area and almost like take advantage. But then you are being trusted that with this power, you will handle it responsibly. That saying from Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. But this person looks like a leader. And I want to flip that statement and say, with great influence comes great responsibility. So if you have the voice that can inspire change, or just shift the frequency, shift the energy, or shift the vibration, then you have the responsibility to do it for the right things, in the right places, in the right areas, and at the right time. I'm also being reminded of this phrase that I once heard, and it stuck with me for a very long time, about I recall even making a video about this on the channel, about when to know when to say or do something. And the questions that you would ask yourself: one is, does it need to be said? Number 2, does it need to be said by you? And number 3, does it need to be said right now? And all of those questions are evaluating certain aspects, or factors into or aspects as to why something needs to be communicated. And should you answer yes to all of them, then you know that it is time to speak up. So if you are now in a place or position, wow, I'm just feeling this energy like knock me right now. If you are in a position where you are now can start to feel worthy about what it is that you deserve or what it is that you desire to manifest, then you take action towards it, and it comes with you using your throat, you using your ability to speak, to set things into motion. And interestingly, now following from that, we have this live out loud. This is you being unapologetic about it. Ooh, sorry, confirmation, but it's like, why be in fear of having power? You know, I think that there's so much of a negative connotation associated to people who have power, because again, like I mentioned earlier, it's like there are those who could take advantage or misuse their power. But then if you are being trusted to have this power, especially after this period of time, which I think we're going to get into with this desire and manifestation, how it came to be, it's more about like, this is your elevation, this is your graduation, this is your up leveling because of what happened from the 8 to the 9. Now you get to live out loud. Now you get to be, again, unapologetic, unencumbered, uninhibited. Like your path is open, your path is free. Interestingly, my notifications are going off, and I noticed this happened in the last reading as well. But you know what? That's the messages coming in. Those are the signs coming in. Like, yo, this is your time. This is your time to live. Because, you know, I like to think that there's a difference between living and being alive. And this is you now, you know, taking your power back, taking your life back, taking your energy back, and realizing that you have the choice, you have the control, you can choose. And another phrase that I like is the fall of man is indecisiveness, right? And the power in that phrase is that you are going to make a choice whether you choose or not. And you not choosing is you giving up your power. And, you know, I'm here to remind you, especially if you find this reading, if this is already resonating with you, that the power is within you. Your ability to manifest your desires resides within you. You know, that there are some people who have gone above and beyond their circumstances, made it out of tough situations, places and spaces, but it's that willingness to take the leap of faith and, you know, go beyond whatever confines or constraints were placed before you, whether internal or external, to finally, again, feel worthy, speak up, and then ultimately live out loud, because you deserve your manifestation. You deserve this desire, and you can, you know, live it, you can speak it. Yeah, I'm even putting the cards in a different order than what they came out in. So that's just letting me know that, you know what, you have an opportunity to flip the script. If one person, group, people, you know, whether friends, family, whatever, thought you were going in one direction and thought, you know what, he or she's not going to be anything. They are done. They are washed out. They've peaked. Watch you just like, you know, flip the script one time and show them like, hey, I got this. You know, this is the whole changing of the tides, the turn of the tides. You know that I'm speaking about the changing of the tides and the turn of the tides. I'm looking at this manifestation card, and it's giving rain dance energy, because she's dancing and they're like, you know, her feet are in the puddle and it's raining. And it's coming across as like, you know what, your prayers are being heard. The energy that you put forward or put out into the things, places and spaces is being heard. This is like Dharma, you know, this is good energy coming back to you because of all the commitment, the time and the effort that you've put out there. This is also coming through as like a transmutation, where you've worked with the energy around you and you've like transmuted karma into Dharma. And then also, you know, with the circles around these clouds. Granted, there's a dark cloud here, and then it's like, look at how, again, from the dark cloud to the lighter clouds came because you were able to encapsulate these different aspects or these facets of these energies coming at you, and realizing like, you know what, I can make these little drops into big drops. You can take something really small and make something big out of it. You know, I'm even getting like an image in my mind's eye about like a conveyor belt, just because the input is, deemed unworthy, like we saw here at the beginning, or it's deemed as small or insignificant, doesn't mean that you cannot make something greater or more significant or of higher value or worthiness out of that. And wow, this is just, it's so beautiful. Honestly, it's so beautiful. Like, just feeling this energy, it's very hopeful, it's very optimistic. And something else is coming through from this card, and like I was saying, the dark clouds to the light clouds, it's because, with these different clouds, I see them like encapsulated by the colors of blue, pink, and green, and that's letting me know that it was about a lot of work within the upper chakras. So that, of course, blue again being the speaking up, being the throat chakra, the green being the heart chakra, and then with the pink there, it's kind of leaning towards purple, but I was, of course, getting, third eye, violet as well. So wow, man, it's very beautiful how those energies or frequencies can come together. And even in their clothing, I mean, we're seeing the blue and the pink there. So it's again, just showing an integration, a communication, a cohesion, or an understanding of perhaps even these downloads that you've received. Downloads, of course, being the rain, what comes from up above to the below, as above, so below. And here we are with the alchemy all over again. Wow. I'm seeing her walking on the sand, but to me it looks like gold. It looks like dust. And, I'm getting like Midas touch type of an energy as well. And here Spirit's reminding me like, yo, why do you think we asked you to put on these rings today? Like, yo, bro, this is like an extension of what we had before, which is like our golden era as well. I remember a previous like season here on the channel. But it's like, these things, they have been encapsulated, right? The different eras, the different phases or periods that you've existed in are now within you. Wow. This is, oh my goodness. Wow. Yo, man, this is lit already. Wow. Gold, right? Let's continue with the gold analogy over here. I mean, just look at this. This is a bow and arrow made out of the moon. And, I'm looking at the moon and the stars over there. So that's really telling me, again, this was like all your actions, your rituals, your alignment, your attunement with the cycles of your life, with the cycles of the universe that brought you to this great place where you can be this great manifester, where you are this magician, this alchemist. You know what I mean? Like, guys, I'm telling you, this energy is lit. This energy is, again, I was saying hopeful and optimistic, and I said cocky, but now it's more coming across as like it's confident, because it's refined, it's attuned, it's poised, it's directed. I mean, like, I'm seeing somebody in a suit, somebody in like a very well-fitting dress, and like, oh my gosh, like, whether you're male or female, listen, you're looking good, you're dressing good, you're smelling good, and it's like your eyes are on the prize. Because if you were going to take a shot with an arrow, come on, you've got this direction, you've got focus, and again, it requires attention, it requires like determination. Again, I'm just getting focused, I'm getting bullseye, and your eyes on the prize, you remaining determined, committed, disciplined as well, to even wield such a weapon, and to put your desire out there in such a way that with all your actions, no matter what you do, no matter what you did, it was all in service, or energy being directed towards going to wherever you needed to go. And something that also comes to mind is, arrows have to be pulled back before they are thrust forward. So it's you also having this realization that you can change your view or perception of challenges, setbacks, or quote-unquote struggles, and refine your communication with yourself. I mean, you can think of that as like neuro-linguistic programming, where you start to speak positively to yourself internally, and then it reflects externally, right? So this is beautiful. This is so amazing. There I was talking about like clothes and stuff, and I'm looking at the patterns that she has on her garment that she's wearing. So I mean, that's already telling me that things are following a certain order. And there we were talking about the cycles, and of course with the patterns in the clothing and the moon cycles as well. I think it's about also knowing just like certain periods of time for you to act, for you to take your shot, but then also times for you to attune with the energies, to recharge, to recoup before I'm hearing now Spirit saying to destroy. It's like you don't just like aim at your target and like get it in on the bullseye. It's like you destroying the whole thing. It's like you are perhaps even getting more than what you bargained for. In fact, Spirit's correcting me, it's not perhaps, it is the case. You're going to get more than you bargained for because you took the time to know when it was right. This is like being tactical, like I was saying, being, very much refined and poised in your approach. So you knowing when to strike, you knowing which battles to fight, that there's so much that goes into war, that goes into a plan, into motion before you actually make the move, So this is just highlighting how you realize that, some beautiful or great things take a lot of time, or they need certain levels of preparation. And when you do take your shot, when you do strike the target, you want to do it well and be prepared and go through the training that you needed to go through to get there. So wow, like you know what, I hope you can feel this energy on the other side of the camera. And of course, whenever you find this, it's a beautiful time, it's divine time, you know what I mean? So yeah, let it be beautiful, let it be beautiful, let it be great. Spirit's like drawing me right now to the stars here on the back of these cards, and you are the star. It would be so crazy if we pulled out the star card after this. But like, listen, man, you are the star, and your connection with the outer realms, you having taken the time to realize the star within yourself, the star outside of yourself, even the star within the tools, right? The things that we're using. Okay, I see you, gang. You want us to take this one? All right, it's cool. We'll put it out, but it's okay. Wow, Spirit's just at me today. Goodness gracious, gang. All right, one more. Okay, this one. And there I was saying that you're the magician. What? That's crazy, gang. That's crazy. Listen, you are the star inside, the star outside. And just as I pulled the one more, Spirit was like, no, this is the outcome of what's about to happen with the top three. And you know what? Listen, we cooking. Let's cook. Spirit, can I? Okay, nah, we're gonna hold up. For a little bit. I want to shuffle, but this energy is just like, hey, let's go. All right, gang. So let's see, right? So we got Desire over here, and we have the 10 of Wands in reverse. We have the 3 of Wands upright. We have the Justice in reverse. And as an outcome to this group here, we have the Magician upright. Oh, wow. You know what? This is just like confirmation of everything that I just said, honestly. And I'm just being drawn to this Magician card because, you know what? It's so beautiful to know that you win at the end. Like, the feeling that I'm even getting right now, I feel like crying. I feel like tears of joy. I feel like this victory of, you just trusting that, like, no matter what was thrown at you, no matter what you even needed to throw, whether weapons formed against you, weapons you formed for your salvation, for your liberation, listen, you are everything. You can have it all. And, it's so beautiful that we're moving from this card to the manifestation card, and there the Magician has the infinity sign on their head. And I mean, come on, what other sign do we need to further confirm that it's as above, so below? You are the channel, you are the antenna that's bringing in these energies or making them, come into fruition. This is like from the spiritual to the physical. This is from thoughts to reality. This is having it all. This is having all the elements and working with them and creating something new out of it, right? Like, this is power. And it speaks to what I mentioned earlier about having power and not being afraid to use it. Having power and being responsible with it, Around the magician, I'm seeing the belt, of course, with like a snake biting his tail, which is the Ouroboros. So it's like, this is your time, gang. This is your cycle. You know what I mean? Like, it's this never-ending loop. Again, I was speaking to the cycles and the patterns here with the desire card. So I mean, there we are getting the cycles and patterns at the top, cycles and patterns at the bottom. And again, as above, so below. This is just divine order. This is divine orchestration. Like, it had to happen that things align for you. With everything that you've been through, with all the energy that you've put out, like, you deserve this. Like, yo, listen, this is your elevation, this is your graduation, and it's all coming because of you being so focused, again, so grounded, so committed, so determined, so disciplined. Congratulations. I feel like saying that to you right now before, perhaps, if this is manifesting already or about to manifest. Of course, we're going to hear about or read about the manifestation. Oh, hear about it. People are going to be talking. So just listen. Listen, not only to yourself, but the universe brings your way. So perhaps messages, signs, and synchronicities. I mean, I'm just going off of this energy right now. Like, I'm sure you can feel what I'm on. Like, I'm on a wave and we're riding it for real. And oh my gosh, like, what do you mean riding the wave when you are the wave? We create the wave. What? Oh my word, Spirit's correcting me right now. It's like the wave that you've been on is your own wave, because it's like you are, what can I say? It's like in uncharted territory, but it's your own territory. While you might have been on another person's wave or doing things to, like, appease or follow like other forms or structures, matrices that have been set up for us. Here you are doing your own thing, creating your own pattern. I'm seeing like mandalas right now, on my screen as well that I'm looking at ahead of me. That's playing this frequency music, and it's just reminding me of, like, again, the patterns, the cycles that you had to go through to be able to, like, learn how other people were doing things, and then, like, being a student, absorbing, learning how to use your ability, learning all the elements, and then finally bringing it together to create your own thing. So there's two parts to that, of course, like learning how to ride the wave, like being the surfer, and then creating the wave, the moon cycles, and then now being on top of that wave, which is now the fruition or the culmination of this manifestation. Oh my gosh, wow. That's crazy, gang. That's crazy. Wow. Yo, hype up this video, gang. Hype up this video. We are on some other right now. But anyways, let's go into these cards. So in between, right, we have, again, 10 of Swords. Oh my word. Wow. 10 of Swords. Spirit, what are you saying? Okay, this is your revival. This is your rebirth. Okay, great. That's beautiful. Because they thought you were down. They thought you, oh my word, this is tying back to where we were earlier, right? Which is where I was saying that maybe people thought you were going to go a certain way. People thought, okay, 10 of Wands, that you were going to carry their burdens, that you were going to be the one always looking out of yourself for validation, for confirmation. But it's like the moment you decide to let that go, you no longer care what people think about you. You no longer care about the roles and responsibilities assigned to you that were never yours to carry, to even assign to yourself or even define yourself by to begin with. Then you can now focus on your higher self. You can focus on these manifestations, these blessings, these desires coming in, and having this greater focus or attunement towards that. It now comes to my eye or my attention that from this point onwards, going to these cards here, all three of these are wearing like red robes. And it really much speaks to how you defined yourself, what you looked at as your stability and your security. Because the moment you found that within yourself allowed you to even, face away and face towards yourself. It's like you being even like very honest with yourself, you seeing yourself, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are, which areas you need to evolve or envelop, kind of nourish and encourage and be compassionate towards then allows you to stretch forward into this greater expanse as to what is better suited or better in alignment with you. And of course, that comes with observing or even calling bullshit, to a certain extent. There I was talking about like being honest again, and that this is also coming through as being retrospective, kind of doing a self-analysis or a self-review of what works for me, what doesn't work for me, oh my goodness, I was about to say energies, but here coming through as enemies. Which enemies do I need to keep your enemies close, keep your friends close but your enemies closer? Which people do you need to keep close even if they are like your enemies? But then also, which energies do you need to align to? This is interesting, with me even coming across as it being enemies, because it's like you have navigated your path. I'm getting this image of the snake again with the Ouroboros, where it's like time and time again, cycle after cycle, you have like one up, or you have a leg up on your enemies. And as a result of that, there's this injustice, right? It's like guides, angels, universe, God, your ancestors, they know that these people are like trying you, they testing you, they are just another obstacle in your journey. But then you now, as smart as you are, realize that it's an opportunity in your journey. It's energy for you to work with. And with me even looking at this justice card as being in the reverse, this curtain or this veil is being dropped because the card is like, in the upright. So just think of it all being dropped if you think of it like gravity. And was I not saying at the beginning that because of the revelations, because of these quote unquote secrets being revealed, whether within yourself or even outside of yourself, it's like the exposure, the expose of you didn't need to be distracted by these enemies or these other energies that were trying to pull at you, but you just remained focused on your target, about taking your shot, learning your lessons, and realizing that this was for you. It was never against you. This was all for your growth. This was all for your elevation, your expansion, your co-creation with the universe. Oh my gosh, guys, like, again, I don't know if you can feel what I'm feeling, if it's coming through in the way I'm even describing it, or like parlaying this thing, like, relaying this thing, because we are here to parlay, we are here to exchange and be willing participants to work with the energy, you feel me? And here I am availing myself just to show you how amazing you are, that you can align with a reading like this, you can align with the message like this, because you are like that guy, you are that girl, you are him, you are her, you are they, you know what I mean? Like, however you wanna, whichever pronoun you wanna assign yourself, you the shit is what I'm saying. Like, listen, we're clocking this thing right here. Wow, how amazing, how amazing. Spirit, tell us about this manifestation. Oh, and it's coming in quick. What? It's coming in quick. We got the 8 of Wands as the first card over here. We got the King of Cups in reverse. Okay, you're telling me I should take, okay, you want to go with these two together? Wow! Oh my gosh! We've got a pair. We've got a King and a Queen of Cups. And we've also got the 4 of Swords in reverse. And we've got the 4 of Wands in reverse. Wow. Okay. I'm thinking about who's that? Who says okay as an ad lib on their songs? Is it Lil Jon? Oh my goodness. Okay, Spirit's telling me like, okay, we gotta organize these cards in a little bit of a fashion right here. Oh my gosh, fashion. Something is fashion. Something's being, again, it's a manifestation. It's being fashioned. It's being created, right? Oh my gosh, wow. Guys, this energy is on a wave, and they were talking about a wave, and we've got both the King and the Queen of Cups, granted in reverse. But it's like, whoa, man, the water energy, the flow, you are in the current, you are in the stream. of this fast movement. And there I was talking about listening right earlier, and I'm just being reminded of that very same thing, which is what this card is alluding to. One side of it being the manifestations coming in very quickly, but then this could also be like the signs and the synchronicities. So this is like a very important time for you to, you know, be on alert, pay attention, like keep your chakras open, you know, like keep your mind clear, so that when those, like when the lightning strikes, I mean, of course here I'm likening it to this rain, right? And you know, with the clouds, it's like when the lightning strikes, when the opportunity is apt, when it's direct, when things have aligned, and then also when you're given instruction, you know, I think you might just get some kind of indication through a particular chakra or feeling, you know, or sense. So whether it be, you know, through your hearing, your seeing, your feeling, like, you get what I mean, like through any of your senses, you will receive some kind of sign or indication, like, yo, this is it, this is him, this is her. And for me to say that this is him, this is her, I'm looking at, of course, the two energies here together of the king and the queen. So perhaps let's say one of these manifestations is like a divine counterpart, or it is someone who is going to balance the scales for you, because we saw the injustice on this side, right? And it's a matter of saying that you are not going to kind of be dwindled or, like, you know, overcome by emotion. Because I'm thinking about how the King of Cups in the upright is somebody who's very, like, emotionally intelligent, but right now it's like you are so much in a position to, you know, remain poised, remain, like I was saying, like put together in such a way that, you know what, you don't even like scare away this potential alignment, this potential partner, this potential energy that's going to even or balance things out for you. But then it's almost like also not being too forward, too eager, like not rushing too much, and allowing the universe to play out the way that it wants to play out. Because I think, you know, oftentimes we have like an idea of how our blessing, how our manifestation is going to manifest, how it's going to be fashioned, right? It's like how, you know, when in fashion they speak about how they are like trends, and for this season, everybody, like, let's say it's winter time, everybody's dressing in like muted colors, like browns, yellows, reds, oranges type of a thing. Or maybe like, hey, in like 90s or 80s fashion, maybe like baggy jeans are popular. Or in another era or a trend is like maybe skinny jeans are popular. But it's that type of a thing where it's like you can assign an expectation to how this energy is going to come through, but then the moment you remove yourself or extract your emotion from it, you actually allow it to like come in the way that you are least expecting it. So it's also coming through to me as to say, for me to have even placed the cards this way, it's like this union, or how these energies meet, how this energy manifests, it's not for you to like conjure, it's not for you to again work on this thing. It's just about you doing whatever it is that you need to do to stay in that alignment, to stay in that frequency of being attuned or being a reciprocal energy to what it is that you're trying to attract. Because, you know, when the things you want you too, I mean, like, come on now, like that's just like box ticked for them to like come your way that much quicker, that much sooner, right? I mean, who wouldn't want that? But again, there's just something about how you don't want to like overbake this thing. You don't want to be smothering this thing. You know, I'm even getting with the Queen of Cups. I'm of course thinking about the nurturing and the loving aspects. You know, this is very much like emotions and, you know, feelings and all of that, like all the things that, like, you know, can get us to be, you know, soft, vulnerable, open. And you want to do that with the comfort and the security that you can do that very thing. But you know, Spirit's leading me to this card now, how these are actually like, you know, following this like I would say like a staircase or like a step down. So again, it's like as above, so below. This thing is coming down. It's coming into your realm. It's coming into your existence because you having managed your emotions or kept your emotions in check or not being controlled by the emotions, right, allows this partner who's equal to you, or this energy, this frequency, you know what, it's an experience. That's the best way I can describe it, because we can experience things through people, within ourselves, at work, at home, through whichever form, but there is an experience that is equal to you, that is only going to match you because oh my goodness, confirmation, bro, that is only going to match you because of you having not kind of being lost in the sauce type of a thing, you not being too haphazard about how you conduct yourself, how you conduct your business. So this is actually more like coming through as a warning to say, if you aren't able to master your feelings and your emotions and the things that you currently have, why would you be given more things? Because those more things, experiences, people, or what comes along with your manifestation requires you to have mastered or even nurtured the carnal side of you, the side of you that is, again, king and queen, male, female, spirit, ego, the side of you that is very much like worldly, and this part that is spiritual is going to meet you. Again, it's like it was one level to the next, and now going to the next one. Four of Swords in the reverse. This is requiring you to wake up. That's the first of this coming to mind. And there I was, at the beginning saying like, what do you want? The who, what, when, where, how. 5 W's or something like that. It's like, it's a matter of saying that you are recognizing that it requires time, effort. There's a certain level of even complexity that comes to how things are going to be structured and uniquely designed for you and your manifestation. So it's like, this is like going against the grain. This is going against like societal ideas, constructs, biases of, again, what does your manifestation look like? How does your manifestation come in? A lot of the times people might even say like, you follow a particular order or system to achieve something, like certain steps lead to a particular outcome. So for example, let's say to get a job, you would have had to go through schooling, like primary school, high school, varsity, or some tertiary studies, and then you get employed for a job. But then someone might be able to skip certain levels or skip a certain step, and let's say, for example, straight out of high school, just like jump straight into a job type of a thing. So I'm using that as an example to say that like, not everything that is going to manifest or come together in your life is following a particular defined order of things, but that is your version of that divine order, and you are best to align or attune with that. And again, it's like not being stuck up on how it appears for you. This is very much like coming across as you are just gonna need to pay attention to what is for you, what is in alignment for you. And that is part of why you needed to learn what your desire is, because we may all like sometimes even want the same things. Like here I am giving that example about a job, but even in life, like we may all want like $1 million. We may all want like a nice house, a nice car, to live in a particular neighborhood, to have certain, levels of access or availability to certain resources and things in our life. But how we get to those things, whichever means or pathways are available or created for us, are different. But you paying attention to that is your realization that how you meet up with this energy is you just understanding your own complexities and you attuning, but then also realizing that it's going to require you to step out of your comfort zone. This is like I was saying earlier about like breaking out of the matrices and the biases. It's like you knowing that like you are going to be taught by life. There I was even giving the example about like, school and like, going through the different levels of school. Whereas let's say like the Four of Wands could even be seen as like a homecoming or a graduation. The opposite of that is to say like, yo, you've left home, you've left that comfort to explore outside, to explore other pathways. And what might have been, again, deemed as like a graduation in a scholastic or what is this? Well, the people who are like go to school a lot, academic sense. It's like you get taught by life, you get taught by spirit, you get taught by other experiences that perhaps 11, 1, that were maybe not in alignment with you, but it's because you took these opportunities or these experiences and turned them around into opportunities. It's also coming across as like wherever you thought once was home, wherever you thought was once the place where you were going to be seen to get this growth, this elevation, this expansion, isn't that place. So you end up seeing the signs on where to leave, where to plant your seeds elsewhere, and know that that place that you left, it was never in alignment with you at all. And that's why you needed to get up and leave and direct your energies or focus your time and your focus. Goodness gracious, your focus is so important, because where focus goes, energy flows. So you actually, with the king and queen, it's like what you were desiring to meet up, this energy that you wanted to manifest, it was not going to happen in this previous place or space that you were once in. This is also in the middle of the reading for me. It's coming through as like part of the challenge or part of the lesson that needed to be learned. Was like, you have always been worthy of your desires, but what if you are in the wrong place to manifest what it is that you would like to desire? Or like certain people also, if I'm looking at this as like a separation of a male and a female, it's like we needed to separate you from the people or experiences that were not going to allow you to even uphold or even maintain this manifestation. It's like, why would you be blessed with a new house if you are dating the wrong person? You know what I mean? It's like that house is not for that relationship, because now you needed to, let's say, separate from that partner such that when you do manifest your dream home, that the right energy populates that space. And were we not talking about holding the space earlier on? So it's like you having the greatest impact on the people around you is not at that job, or the great business that you wanted to create was not with those particular business partners. So this is also giving like dreams delayed are not dreams denied, or in this case, desires delayed are not desires denied, because you can still achieve your desires and you are worthy of these things. You are deserving of these things. Just because they didn't manifest in the way that you initially thought that they would, that was your lesson to realize, actually, because what I'm manifesting is so big, it's so great, not only do you need to be in alignment, even other energies surrounding you need to be in alignment. People, places, and spaces and things, It's about the status quo, or again, the state of, I was about to say state of emergency, but the state of all the factors, all the puzzle pieces, all the energies being in alignment such that it needed to happen in this way. So your signs to leave, even certain people, places, behaviors, maybe you're not even doing the same things, you don't even have the same habits or routines anymore. It was just separating you from what did not need to be part of your manifestation. But it's interesting that I was able to read this in like so many interesting ways, because it's almost like I read it as like upright as well as in the reverse as well, because I think there's like, again, two aspects to this energy, and it's like a flip up or flip down. And it's interesting to have seen the king and the queen coming out together, both in the same suit. Wow, this is very, very interesting. And I think with you being the receiver of this message as well, and thank you, angels, guardians, ancestors, big G, thank you for choosing me to deliver this. It's very interesting, like how, again, with this also being a collective message, this could apply to everyone in such a different way, because again, your life, right? But I'm just here to confirm this for you. But as always, I say, if you do want something very specific to you, hit me up. My details are always in the description or like, in the channel somewhere. But yo, this is amazing. Honestly, I think this is also a very clear message about how you just need to get up and get it crack-a-lackin', you know what I mean? Like, because you are the magician, gang. You are the magician. And just keep your eyes open, keep your chakras open. I'm getting this song by Absol, like, and keep your motherfucking eyes open. What is it? Oh, it's called Enter the Void, and it's with Joey Badass. And there's this bar or that line that I just quoted, So your awareness, guys, I think that's what's coming through a lot right now. Your awareness is going to allow you to be a better steward of this energy, this focus of this energy that you have, and this direction of this energy that you have. Because when you take your shot, you are like moving mountains, gang. You are like that powerful. You can make such influence, such change, that you need to be very directive, like, intentional about how you use this power that you have been given or that you wield, right? Wow. This is amazing. Honestly, I love it. I love it. Yeah. What's that song? Cockiness by Rihanna. And the subtitle to that is I love it. And look at that. Here's the cockiness coming back all over again. Suck my cockiness, something your persuasion. Yo, listen, gang. Okay, let's split it up. Woo-wee. Wow, look at that. At the back of the deck, we have 3 of Wands. This is going to be our closing message, yeah? Oh, I'm saying 3 of Wands, but 3 of Wands is already over there. But okay, I see you, Spirit. 3 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. We had 4 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles. So 3, 3, 4, 4. Again, elevate. And again, 3, 3. I mean, we have 3, 3 again over here. And 4, 4 adds up to 8. And that just brings us back to the beginning. And 8, of course, 8 being the number on this card, but also 8 on the side is infinity. Killing shit forever, not forgetting me. Come on now. Hey, this is forever, gang. This is forever. Yo, listen, the music is strong, the message is strong, and goodness, there I was talking about listening to stuff. So maybe there's like signs and messages in the music that you're listening to. But something that I like to do as well is I like to use music for manifestation. So make a playlist of your favorite songs, make a playlist maybe even themed around certain things, like maybe love, money, success, elevation, whatever the topic is for you. And it's almost like a ritual, kind of like self-hypnosis. It's almost like creating your own subliminal, but for the conscious mind, because you get to like play this playlist. It's in the order that you want, like I even come up with like a little system for the playlist that I make to myself. I always like to tell a story with the playlist that I make from one song to the next. And if you ever are interested in like hearing some of the playlists I make, most of them are on my Spotify profile. You can just go to like Spotify and just type in like G3E with the colon, and I think something should appear. Or just like equate. You know what I'll do? In one of these, for the description of this video, I'll put one of my playlists, and from that, of course, you can like click on my profile, and then you can see other playlists as well. But yeah, just go check it out. A lot of them are like about different things, and there's more to the playlist, but of course that will be revealed in due time. But again, let's go into the closing message here, right? Okay, Spirit saying I should tell you what those playlists are about. Okay, so anyways, granted, the playlists, like I'm saying, are for manifestation. But if you've been on the channel for like a long time, you might have seen a deck of cards that I've made myself. And it's like, just like pieces of cardboard that I took and I wrote different like names on them. But those names are the names of the playlists. So considering how much energy has been put into those playlists and the energies or the stories that I'm telling, or the names of these playlists, they've ended up becoming cards that I can even use to do readings with. So how interesting is it that like something that just started off as an idea became a living manifestation and now a means of tapping into energy, to tap in, to tune in. And I'm just giving an example of what spirit led me to doing that works for me, because I love music. I make music. I find that music, it's like the greatest creation, honestly. I think, the day that I'm with God, and in fact, I'm with God all the time. So God, thank you for creating music. Like, universe, thank you for creating music. It's like, honestly, it's wow. It's everything for me. Like, it's beautiful. And God is music. Music is God. It feels good, and what feels good is God. So I can just tell you now that like using something that I love as part of my manifestation has been like exponentially beneficial to how I attune myself to said energy. You know what I mean? And a lot of the times it was about, again, attracting something in, or again, getting in alignment with it. Or even in the case where, let's say, it's a playlist I've made already a long time ago, it's already done, I can replay it to like, align with that energy all over again, or just get that spark, get that feeling, you know what I mean? And a lot of the times we go on the feeling, and if it feels good and it's God, and God is music and music is God, I mean, like, you see what's happening over here? It all comes back all over again. So it's like you get to tap into those factors, those aspects, those facets, those dimensions of God ultimately with your manifestation. So if you are manifesting God in your life, like how huge is that? You know what I mean? So don't, again, shy away from going down this path, learning the lessons that you're learning, because what you're manifesting is huge. It is, it's great. It's great. It's great. Anyways, oh wow, I didn't think I was gonna say that, but of course, Spirit likes to use me for beautiful messages like this. So, I'm just glad to be an open vessel for the message. Okay, wow. Okay, let's get back into this. 3 of Pentacles in reverse, 6 of Wands in the upright, 9 of Cups in the reverse. Okay, I'm just gonna jump around, but it'll make sense. It'll all come together. So first one that I'm like drawn to is this victory here in the middle. This is your acknowledgement. This is like public recognition. This is you being successful. This is your victory lap, right? And it's like saying that your victory lap is of course held by these 2 cards are in the reverse on either side, and one of that is your collaboration, whether with physical or spiritual. But it's like, can you continue being a willing participant? Can you take those instructions? And it's also coming through as a matter of saying, like, know which instructions to take, which is why you are like, being open to the signs and the synchronicities, like we saw, like I spoke to with the 8 of Wands. But then I'm also saying that we saw. So the things that you are seeing, keep your eyes open. Like I was saying, keep your eyes open, be observant. I think it's also not only the eyes outside of you, but the eyes within you. Because even as I look at this card and the darkness over there, it's like you look into the dark, you look into the light. You don't like just focus on one area or aspect. You have to work with every aspect, every part of this energy that's being made available to you, and then also opening yourself up to that very thing. There I am speaking about the dark, and I mean, look, we've got the dark horse. And even if it moves slowly, right, you are being aware, or you being aware of the dark, being made aware of the dark is to say, here is an element or an aspect of your shadow that you still need to integrate. Maybe here's another dark night of the soul that you had to go through. Or you thought you were done with your transformations? Well, watch this. We're going to take you through something else that you thought that you recovered or healed, but maybe there was like just that little bit left. You drew the I, but you just didn't dot it. You drew the T, but you just didn't cross it. Like, come on now. The boy got a rhyme all the time. That's what it is. So it's also about like, leading from the one horse, the dark horse, to the light horse. It's like, can you allow the passage of time, that divine timing, to take its course, And I mean, this person is alone, and then over here they are with other people. So it's like what you did in the dark is gonna come to the light. And that's how it is. A lot of the times people see you in the light. They don't see the time, the effort that went into the grind, that went into the creation, which is you taking the instruction, you having to work with these energies. Sometimes you don't want to do something, spirit asks you to fast and you don't want to, or they ask you to do something and maybe you don't follow it correctly, or you know what I mean. Like, I get it, trust me. There are times when we can also resist our path or resist certain things, certain energies, because it's the pentacles, right? Time, money, energy, money and energy. Wow, guys, be very careful with your money and your energy, because that shows where your focus is. There I was saying about like where your energy goes, focus flows. So the things that you direct your money to, your time to, are a good indication to show you where your headspace is at, and also a good indication of perhaps, again, where you need to course correct, where you need to go from the darkness into the light, to say, damn, I'm actually spending a lot of money on nonsense, on takeaways, for example, and you realize that I actually need to save money so that I can actually invest in building my business, type of a thing. I'm wasting a lot of money on things that I didn't plan for, or I'm spending a lot of money with this person or doing this activity that doesn't really uplift or enrich or nourish me the way that I would like to be nourished, or uplifted or inspired by. You get what I mean? So, I mean, it could be people as well. I mean, I've seen people in those cards. So perhaps even again, separating from that group, like I was saying, and then getting into this state of recognition or self-analysis, retrospective review of like, okay, I'm not where I want to be, but I can get to where I want to be. Even if I move slowly, movement is still movement, and you appreciate it for what it is. And again, just be kind to yourself. Don't be so tough on yourself about those movements or steps that you're making, because again, movement is movement. You can take a whole lot of baby steps, but by the time you look back at all those baby steps, they look like leaps and bounds. Like, come on now, who's to say what is time? I mean, time is an illusion after all. So beautiful. You go from dark to the light, and there you are seen, you are viral, you are socially, like, I was about to say, attractive to people. People just want to like be in your aura, be in your space, be in your energy. But it's, a reminder also, like with this 9 of Cups in the reverse, to say this is not a time for you to like overindulge, not a time for you to get lost in the sauce, not a time for you to let go of the things that you've been working so hard to achieve, or also like you've been working so hard to like feel a certain way, to feel accomplished, to feel worthy, right? The worthiness. And you don't want to get lost in like the glitz, the glam, the light, the hype of it all, and to remain grounded. Because even if, as I look at this card, and again, you can kind of think of it as like a curtain that could be lifted or unveiled with it being in the reverse, it's speaking back to this injustice. It's to say, for you to like have that power, have that strength, and misuse it, or not be humble, or not be a good steward of it, is gonna or like put you off track, or put you off center, or be off-putting. It's like, sometimes you see people who are very like good or affluent in certain areas or fields, and them just carrying themselves as a way that is not like favorable or attractive, just kind of dulls all of their efforts. It dulls all the focus, the time and the energy that they've put to even get into that position. It's like, imagine having a boss who just has like a bad attitude. It's like, why do you have all this power if you're just going to treat people badly? But we were speaking to influence. Why have all this influence or this ability, capability, all the elements, all this power, if you're not going to do something like dope, something uplifting, something long lasting with it? But again, this is just a warning about not overindulging, not getting lost in it, because this victory is certain, success is certain. And I'm thinking about Race to 5'9" right now, and of course Race to 5'9", like Rolls Royce, like the car, and there's movement here. These are horses. Wait, we still in Year of the Horse, right? Yes, we are. And look at that. So it's like, this is, again, it's like an inflection point or a turning point where things can go from dark to light, yin to yang, from ego to spirit, or flip them around as I'm saying them, right? From male to female, from left to right, from up to down. This is the transmutation actually happening over here. And I think it's just very beautiful that, once you see the result of your manifestation, there's more where that came from, number one, but then also don't get lost in it. Stay focused and do whatever it is that you need to do to continue said mission, said path, said instruction, said direction, because you're on a mission to, do what it is that you were called to do, not only for yourself, but like I mentioned, you've got a whole legion behind you. It's you and your spirit team. They're here to support you, but then they are also here to, make sure that certain things come to fruition through you. So yeah, man, wow, this was beautiful. Holy, I hope that this message was a blessing to you. I believe it is. And have a beautiful time wherever you're at. And I would appreciate a comment. I would appreciate a like. I would appreciate a share. Let's get this message out there. With such high vibrational energy, come on. You definitely know someone who needs to hear something like this. Or not something like this. This message exactly, actually. So, yeah, man. Woman, whoever, wherever you're at. Just sending tons of good vibes your way. Peace, love, and take care. See you next time on Roots Holistic. You know what we do? We take a journey within. Peace, gang.